Interior, July 6th, 2026. Outside my job's parking lot. Oh wait, isn't that exterior? Ugh, what an awful and stressful day working at the fucking awful and stressful day factory. Alright, time to go on my phone. Wait a minute. What's this?
We finally have a big announcement on the next installment in the VHS franchise. It's just been announced that VHS SCP is coming to theaters in 2027. There is so many exciting things about that sequence, I don't even...
Okay, whatever. There's no way that's true. Oh my god! Hello, awesome people on YouTube, and what is happening? So, we just got news from Variety that not only is the next VHS movie officially happening, not only is it slated for a full theatrical release, but that it will be based on the SCP Foundation? What? How? What? How? Of all my guesses of what the next VHS movie could have possibly been, I never in a million years could have guessed this. Mind you, they're not doing something like SCP adjacent. According to Variety, they are literally collaborating with the literal SCP internet phenomenon. This is just insane. Again, you could have given me 1,000 guesses on what this movie was gonna be, and I never would have guessed this. The article from Variety reads, VHS SCP will adapt the found footage concept the franchise has been known for since its start in 2012. It'll be framed as recovered field documentation, or video evidence gathered, redacted, and archived by the secretive organization. Standalone segments in the anthology will focus on different objects, entities, or events under the containment breach narrative. The project is slated for theatrical release in 2027. Wow. Now, as the #1 fan of the VHS franchise, unofficially of course, but my lawyers are working on it, one question that comes to mind is, what do I want from this? What can the SCP Foundation add to the VHS franchise to sort of bring even more life into the series? Well, for one, I hope the movie keeps the same storytelling format it's been utilizing with its past movies, being a bunch of short films connected by a sometimes related, sometimes unrelated overarching plot. Plus, I hope it keeps at least a little bit of that VHS quality, you know, the real grainy stuff. I need the grains. Not that I think that collaborating with SCP would suddenly make them do away with all of this, especially since the article explicitly states the film will have standalone segments under a containment breach narrative. God, it feels so fucking surreal to read that. Anyway, I don't think this collaboration is going to cost the VHS franchise its overall charm, but I mean, you never really know. Stranger things have happened. Now, what will the segments themselves be about? I think it's pretty safe to assume that the overarching plot will be about the facility itself. Maybe it'll be about some SCPs breaching containment. Maybe it'll be about some guy sitting on a dirty sofa watching videos of people getting their skulls ripped off by a shy guy. Personally, my guess is the former. But then you've got the segments. I mean, obviously each one will be about a different SCP, but what SCPs in particular could be brought to the big screen? I see two roads this movie could go down. They could fully embrace the Iliads of content littered throughout the SCP lore, adapting a handful of iconic characters to the big screen, giving die-hard fans of the SCP Foundation some great long-awaited fan service. The only problem I see with this, though, is I'm not sure what all they could get away with legally. I don't know too much about the copyright law regarding SCP, but I do know they can get pretty mucky regarding who owns the rights to who, or something like that. Especially when it comes to the more heavy hitters of the Foundation. What if these strict rules lead to these well-regarded IPs to being adapted in a sort of half-baked manner? I feel like at that point, it almost wouldn't even be worth it. This then leads to the other option, creating original monsters. VHS could use this opportunity to create original characters to add to the SCP lore, putting some of its well-renowned cryptids on the map. However, I don't think this would be very smart, because I think if they made a VHS SCP movie and didn't put any well-known SCPs, then a lot of people would be pretty disappointed. It's like, why even have the SCP name here if you're not going to adapt the monsters everyone loves? Personally, I think between these two options, a good middle ground is the best decision here. I think VHS should use this collab to put its own stamp on the SCP Foundation, but also, I want to see Peanut and Shy Guy in the movie, like yesterday. I don't care what legal loopholes you have to go through, Josh Goldblum, make it happen. If you give us back the original model for 173, I will literally give you every single atom inside of my wallet. Even though, like, that's not really possible, I think, because I don't think even SCP owns that image anymore, but still, do it anyway. Dude, just listen to me. just listen to me. 4 fucking pixels as a VHS segment. Yeah, I know. I'm smart. How would they do that? I don't know. I'm not a fucking filmmaker. But yeah, this news was so crazy that I had to crawl out of my cave and make a video about it. I am so immensely stoked for this movie to come out in 2027. Okay, whatever. I can wait another 12 months, I guess. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go watch the new Evil Dead movie, then maybe make a video about it in like 4 months. Sorry, I was clearing my throat. Bye! Oh, by the way, Obsession and Backrooms were both very good. I think I would give each of them like an 8.5 out of 10. Maybe I'll make a video on them in like 2040 or something, I don't know.